And that's the finished sound of the lead vocal with all those kind of effects added. Obviously, we've got the ad-libs here, which we're going to get to later. Let's have a look at the chorus vocals now. And I'm not going to talk you through everything that I did on each individual channel here because it would have been pretty much, if not identical, to what I just showed you on the lead vocal. Apart from the fact that I would have turned them down a little bit. And also I've panned one to the left and one to the right, as you'll see here. So we're creating a kind of much wider sound for the chorus. This is a double track of the same thing. This one here is a duplicate, but we're going to get to that in a second, so I'm just going to mute that out.
Still on DEEN, so I'm frontline there in the mosque. In the morning, pray for my nippers. In the evening, pray for my ops. Still on DEEN, but the HB still won't allow me. And they tell me music's haram, but I don't get my DEEN from Saudi. How many?
Yeah, so the processing seems pretty much exactly the same as the verse. As I say, I've turned these down compared to the verse vocal because we've obviously got two going into, you know, the bus compression and the settings that and the plugins that I've got on the actual chorus bus here. We don't want to be overloading that, so I've turned these down, panned one left, panned one right, and then I think what I've done is added more saturation to this, as well as, yeah, so with all my sends here, like my reverbs and delays that I showed you from the lead vocal, from the verse vocal, sorry, I've boosted up some of these. So we've got a little bit more reverb, a little bit more delay happening on this chorus vocal than we did on the verse vocal. And then a little bit more saturation as well. So the mix knob here is higher on these than it was on the verse vocal. Again, just to create a little bit of a difference, you know, it doesn't need to be dramatically different, but I like to just add a little bit more saturation and a little bit more of the reverbs and delays just to kind of create a little bit more of a wet sound from the chorus to differentiate it from the verse. And then the other thing that we've done is I've created this low pitch vocal channel here. And all I did was copy and pasted the lead, the normal vocal down onto this channel. So it's an exact duplicate. But then on this channel here, after the standard kind of EQ and compression stuff that we did on the other two, you'll see here that I've got this meta pitch plugin and this is creating the low pitch sound.
Still on DEEN, so I'm frontline there in the mosque. In the morning, pray for my nippers. In the
Evening, pray for my ops. Still on DEEN, but the HB
still won't allow me, and they tell me music's haram.
So all I'm doing on this is I'm pitching it down by 12 semitones, and I've also got the 4-man down at 6 semitones. But I like this, and you can do this with any pitch plugin that you have, you know, the standard ones that are built into your DAW or any of the kind of common ones that are out there. The reason I like this meta pitch by Slate is you've got this drive knob, which adds a little bit of saturation, a little bit of distortion to it. And also you've got this widener. Let me show you what these are doing.
Still on DEEN, so I'm frontline there in the mosque. In the morning, pray for my nippers. In the evening, pray for my ops. Still on DEEN, but the HB still won't allow me. Still on DEEN, so I'm frontline there in the mosque. In the morning, pray for my nippers. In the evening, pray for my ops. Still on DEEN.
Yeah, so this widener is, again, it's just adding a doubler effect. It's almost creating like a fake vocal. It's panning them left and right, so you've got more kind of stereo width on this pitch down vocal here. And then on the end of that, I've also got a slight little bit of reverb on there as well. So let me play this chorus in solo with and without this kind of fake low pitch vocal that I've created here, and you'll see that I think it just adds an extra little bit of impact when the chorus comes in.
Still on DEEN, so I'm frontline there in the mosque. In the morning, pray for my nippers. In the evening, pray for my ops. Still on DEEN, but the HB still won't allow me. And they tell me music's haram, but I don't get my DEEN from Saudi. How many times?
Okay, so that's the finished sound of the chorus vocal. Let me play it through. See what you think. Let me know. Have any questions about it? Drop them in the comments as well.
48 laws of karma. Still on DEEN, so I'm frontline there in the mosque. In the morning, pray for my nippers. In the evening, pray for my ops. Still on DEEN, but the HB still won't allow me. And they tell me music's haram, but I don't get my DEEN from Saudi. How many times?
Oh yeah, you'll notice here as well that I've got a delay throw channel. That's just delaying this part.
In the evening, pray for my ops. Still on.
So it's just got that pray for my ops delay, and that's, I think it will be exactly the same settings that I used from the verse vocal. Just copy and pasted up to this. So nothing really to demonstrate there. So yeah, that's the finished sound of the chorus. Quite straightforward. The only real thing that's different is this low pitched vocal that I've added into it. I think that just helps, you know, to differentiate it from the verse and add some more depth, and again some more kind of attitude to the vocal there. The other vocals that this track has is these ad-libs here. And I want to play you these in solo just so you can get a feel for what they're doing. And then we're going to talk about how we created the sound for them.
Wudu billah. Nope. Trauma. My skirring.
So the main thing you'll probably hear is that they have quite a bit of reverb on them. And they also have a little bit more saturation and distortion on them as well. Let me play you them in the context of the track. They play quite an important role in the song, I think.
CeeLo Green, sweat felt like Yo Mukiyama. So I'm in Senegal doing Ziyara. Man tried end me and then he got ended. Called out 48 laws of karma. Still on DEEN, so I'm front line there in the mosque. In the morning pray for my nippers, in the evening pray for my ops. Still on DEEN, but I hate DEEN. Wagwan, my you, are you dumb? Been praying for about 5 years, and wallahi I ain't missed one. But I'm still trying to skirt those demons.
Yeah, so what did we do? So first of all, I would have, again, copy and pasted the settings from the lead vocal that I showed you earlier on or in a different section of this video. Copy and pasted the kind of standard vocal settings that I would have had on his lead vocal. But then I've also added this EQ here where I'm boosting up the mid-range, taking off more of the low end, just to kind of create that more kind of phone effect on them. As you'll see, there's 2 channels here as well. One's pan left, one's pan right. So as they go through the song, they kind of alternate between the speakers. But they're both on exactly the same settings. It's just one's left and one's right. But then on this Adlib bus here, I think it's pretty much the same processing on all the other vocals that I've showed you in the track. Different things on this Pro MB. As you'll see, I've taken out some more low end, added a little bit more high end. But then we have got this echo plugin on here, which is helping with that little bit of delay that's on these.
Wudu billah. Nope. Wudu billah. Nope. Wudu billah. Nope.
Yeah, so it's just creating the basic echo and delay that's going on throughout them. And it's a more slow delay than anything else that's used on the track, which again just kind of helps them to sit in their own space and have a different kind of feel and vibe to them. Then we have the Saturn plugin again. And as you see, I'm not using any of the bands like I did on the other vocals. This is just across the whole vocal here. We've got the saturation, so we're on the warm tape setting. Quite a bit of drive. I've also boosted up here in the kind of high mids or the treble there. And then we've got the mix knob much higher than we did on the other thing. So this is just helping add in a little bit of distortion and saturation to the vocals to kind of, again, just give them a little bit more attitude.
Trauma. My skirring. I don't know when. I don't know when. Bye. Gosh. Karma.
Yeah, so just adding that little bit of distortion. That sounds really nice on ad-libs. And then I'm using this IDX Intelligent Dynamics plugin by Waves. And this is just really, I just felt they were lacking a little bit in power and volume. So I just basically pulled this up and just turned this up and just smashed it into this till it sounded a little bit more bright and present.
Bye. What? Are you mad? Give or take. Wallahi. Skirt.
So again, it's just really adding a little bit more compression, expansion, bringing them up in level, and that's it. I'm sending them out to the same slap delay and 8th note delay that I showed you in the with the lead vocal and the chorus vocal. But then I've got them also going out to this bus 26, which is my long verb. So I'm adding a much longer reverb and a louder reverb on these than I did on any of the other vocals in the track.
BM. Thank God. Bow. Wudu billah. Nope. Trauma.
Yeah, so I don't know, it just helps them, you know, in the context of the mix, it just helps them to kind of live in a different space, more kind of in the background, but more kind of further away from the mic. If you imagine the space that Khxled's in, he's kind of shouting these from a distance more than being present and in your face. So I just like the way that sounds. I always like to add a little bit more reverb to ad-libs if it works within the context of the song anyway. So anyway, let's play some of this in the second verse going into the chorus. Hopefully you'll see kind of why I went with some of those decisions.
I know cause you be thinking my oh gosh. What going for the shoot, he's lost. Man got knowledge and paid that cost. Still I done best since last week, so I make that wudu and wipe them off. Still on DEEN, swan front line there in the mosque. In the morning pray for my nippers, in the evening pray for my ops. Still on DEEN, but the HB still won't allow me. And they tell me music haram, but I don't